Alrighty, looks like I'm live. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. So, as you may or may not have noticed, the title of this stream is Attribute System. So let's hop over to our viewport here. Set my groovy background music. Please let me know in the comments if my audio is poor, if my microphone has to get turned up, if the background music should be turned down, whatever the case may be. Yeah, let's put some tavern music on. Okay, so yes, here is the status menu. Here you can see it. In terms of updating this for the newest iteration of Grand Vault, we have condition points thrown in here. Variable points below are subject to be customized and or removed depending on the character being displayed. Stats are up to date, but in terms of attributes, we gotta rearrange and organize this. Essentially, the attributes enforce the stats by a percentage based on the rank. So in this case, physique would enforce strength, and based on physique's rank in combination with your condition level, which is going to be displayed up here, will actually contribute to a strength bonus. Yeah, and then we have a little animation as well that sort of gets played, something sort of like this, except this attribute should come down, but we're not going to do the animations right now. Basically, just setting up the layout of the widget itself. I'm just going to pull up some design notes on my other screen here. Hope everyone's having a good Saturday morning. It is Saturday, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's continue here. So there's an interesting situation I'm in here. Basically, if I collapse all of these, you can see that we have, a vertical box for 4 stack stats, and I could copy and paste each of these, or perhaps maybe I should just customize each one's format to then replicate this. I honestly think it's probably easier to delete everything and then duplicate the physique over and then customize the colors after the fact. We have the reference colors, so it's not too bad. So I think that is what I'm going to do. And we're going to copy and paste it into our vertical box stat. This is basically just going to have 4. And that's just 3, because luck isn't a stat that we're going to have an attribute. You can't really, increase your luck through training. Maybe accessories, things like that. You can have like Lucky Charms, not the cereal, more like an accessory, like a rabbit's foot. Okay. Basic constitution and speed. So the attribute here for endurance is going to be, for constitution is going to be endurance, and the attribute for speed is, I believe, initiative. And I just want to run over here. There's a progress bar. I just want to grab the. I'm just gonna make a new theme real quick. Switch to that. I'll clean it up after. Just want to save the colors I need. Right. So we have the 2 colors in our palette for that progress bar, and for Constitution, it'll be the same. Just gonna grab the transparent color and scroll down and grab our fill color. Hop back over here to endurance and set the fill and transparency color. Isn't that easier than copying and pasting hex codes? I gotta say, I really like working with Unreal Engine for that reason. A lot of the tools, I mean, I've gotten used to them, of course, but it feels so convenient sometimes. Okay, obviously this shouldn't say strength. It should say constitution, and this should say speed. But I think the abbreviation for SPD, not SPE. No big deal though if that has to get changed. Let's then make sure our labels are correct. Phys rank. So basically this is going to be text block endurance. Yep, that's fine. Text block rank, phys rank, text. Phys rank value. This should be endurance rank value. Same is true for these. Especially the labels are the ones that need to be, not the labels, sorry, the variables, because we're going to edit those in the blueprint after, or not edit them, but give them some directives. And this is okay, and we're going to do the same on this side as well. With another vertical box. At stack 2. Whoops, not 23. 2. Collapse these. Can I just paste this in? Perfect. Yep, just like this. Glad to see the way the layout was established originally. It did exactly what I wanted to. It's super convenient. To start, again, I'm going to grab the colors, the swatches that I need. Just for dexterity and reflex. Whoops. Just overshot that last one a little bit. Cool. It's starting to look a little bit more like a mirror of a reflection of the stats. And let's change it up. So according to my notes here, this should be insight. And then resistance. Dexterity, I think, should be sense. Is that correct? Yeah. And this last attribute here will be bravery. Yeah, that makes... Oh shoot, these should be swapped, actually. Well, these should be swapped. Bravery should be up here. And... Sense should be associated with reflex. Just going to copy that in my documents off to the side here. That is an important change. Or okay, and this is going to be a clarity bonus. This is a resolve bonus. Dexterity, and then it should be a reflex. Yeah, it looks good. Okay. And again here, gonna have to fizz rank value. Rename all of this. Resistance rank value. Gotta include the full name there because res is the same prefix for resolve. That's probably gonna get confusing. Value. And sense rank value. Gonna have to save soon. Don't want to crash and lose all this work. Oh, whoops. This should be resistance percentage value. Border condition. This is going to have to be just taking stock of how I left this off because this widget wasn't made for that display originally. Actually, I think maybe there would have been something in this negative space. But instead, condition level. border condition, vertical box attributes. Don't think it really needs to be a vertical box anymore. Just gonna just thinking, attribute graph. Oh, geez, yeah, we had this really old stuff built in here. Okay, didn't notice that before. I don't think we need it, so we're just going to remove it. And what I'm thinking of doing is dumping the attributes underneath this container, because those should animate in together anyways. Right, because we got a spacer, then the border asset, commands, then attributes. So I believe this should hook up in there just fine. So it's definitely, yeah, sort of what I'm going for here. We are just going to need to adjust the position of the vertical box attributes. I believe it's supposed to be 950. Excuse me, negative 950. Yeah, it's a bit too far. I'll leave it here for now, but we're also going to have to drop it. Oh yeah, that's gonna kill me. I think that is approximate. It's probably adequate for now anyways. Okay, all these values should be labeled correctly. Condition level. You know what? I think think I might have jumped the gun here. I want to display this always. So I think the border attributes inside this vertical box are gonna have to be removed. Oh Jesus, there it is. Okay, let's anchor this to the bottom right, I suppose. And size this up so it's some semblance of what it should be. I'm gonna use 1 and 1 to pop those around, and I'm going to move this up. Alright, that should be its end position. And inside this border, a horizontal box for all the text. I think I want to replace this, or perhaps wrap this with a vertical box. Oh no. I want to insert inside of that a vertical box. That way condition level can be inside of that vertical box. Get rid of the spacer. Because I've since switched to padding. Size box. We're going to overwrite the size a bit. Should help things look a little better. Size to content is set. In any case, I want level text to be here, and I want condition to be here. Might have to adjust this a little bit. Let's try 28. And bump this up. Try, oh, too large. Let's try 48. Apply a bit of padding left. Maybe a bit larger. Try 54. That might look pretty decent. Just tighten up the height. Okay. That is starting to look something I am happy with. And if this increases, cool. This, we're gonna have condition level value, and let's expose it as a variable because we're gonna have to set that. In terms of this border, we can expose that as well. We'll call this border. No, we'll keep that white. Actually, that's fine. We're going to have to set the text in here. And that's going to be a new Oh yeah, okay, that's correct. That layout is definitely correct. This text size is 54, so let's start with that. Oops. Oh jeez. Okay. Line middle. Text block. We can also apply a shadow. Just to help with that readability. Maybe offset it by 2 or even 3, depending how it reads. And also getting some padding here, probably 20 pixels. Okay, shouldn't have compiled. That was super dangerous. Definitely wouldn't want a crash to occur. Whoops. Okay, so border condition a bit too high up. Let's adjust it a bit lower. Probably 550 is the value I'm looking for. Border accent block gradient. Text delegate binding none. Oh geez. Okay, text blocks underscore 157. Not a fan of bindings for this reason. A fatal issue. Ugh. That's right? It's a phantom. It's terrible. Probably something in here to, if I'm gonna take a wild guess. But this is really throwing me off because the newest text we created is text like 60. Why is there a value for 157? Am I reading that right? Yeah. Oh. This guy. Why is there an issue? Function none. That should It's not a new text block? How did that get there? Okay, save and compile. At least it compiled nicely. Okay, let's play. Oh shoot, not in the main menu. Let's go to our development room. Okay, let's play here. So, select our guy. Cool. So basically, we want the opposite to happen. We actually want the condition. I can see the exit animation isn't current. We want the condition level to be displayed probably here, and slide up when everything animates over for the switch to attributes view. Also gotta fix the next level text. That shouldn't be -1000. But we'll get to there. Gotta do the attributes first. Yeah, let's not look at animations first. So actually to start, I think this is going to be set to hidden. And we'll just mark it hidden in our editor visibility for consistency, and I'll collapse that. I actually want the location of this. I'll make it visible, which will be a good start. So make a note here. And I'm making the note on the position at -930 by 550. Whoops. Yeah. Probably should have. That's annoying. Why can't I click on this? It must be the layering. It's -1 is a Z order. That should allow me to click on, I want to say, anything. I think we have to replace this with child. There's no need for it to be a vertical box anymore. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. Oh, jeez. Oh, that undo in the widget editor. I forgot about that. That's a little... Oh, it's already opening, which is good. A little annoying, but it happens. What's the average, like, 1 crash per stream? But you know what? It's like 1,000 times better than how Unreal Engine used to be. I remember working before UE4 in just like UT3 editor. It was terrible. You just have a reflex to control F always. Cool. Let's try and restore our workspace. That's pretty cool. I'll work with that. so where's our attributes now? Yeah, we separated that from our condition border, which is cool. It really bums me out that I can't just... Yeah, sorry. I was hoping I could replace with child and preserve the location and stuff, but looks like that hierarchy setup specifically didn't like that. Okay, we'll set this to hidden like before, and now we can adjust our border condition, which is really what we want it to be. Oh, let's size to content. How about that? That makes it a bit easier. And I believe it was negative 130. Oh, interestingly. Yeah, since it says 0. And if we position this higher up, so now I have to just ensure that the alignment is all key, which it is not. Whoops, nope. So where's my size box? Okay, now so say negative 430. Alright, so now we can set this to hidden, mark it as hidden in the editor as well. And we should slide this guy down here. That way, immediately at a glance, we have all our crucial data, and you can tab over to attributes. Cool. So if we run the animation, switch to attributes, I'm gonna make my timeline a bit taller. Yeah, that's fine. But we're gonna have to get rid of border attributes, or maybe not get rid of, but make that visible. Yeah, it looks like we lost that animation vertical box attributes here as well. So once it is visible, So I think from here to here we're going to animate our border condition. So let's grab that widget. Border condition. Got a transform slot for it. Oh yeah, we're gonna start here and we're gonna end at 0, and I believe it is negative 430. Oh shoot! Oh shoot! No. Wrong one. This is what we're animating. Right, so we're starting here. Negative 380. Jeez, what's your issue? Negative 380. Yeah, let's bump that over. That's a interesting curve, but not really looking for that right now. Let's just flatten that out. Hop back here. That's a super handy feature. Love that. Coming from animating from Maya or something, that's super ideal just to hop into a graph editor. And after that, we would animate the attributes border. .25. Let's add a track. Border attributes should be near the top somewhere, right? I mean, border underscore attributes. Here we are. That transform track, expand it. So what's weird is we know we want it to end here, so we'll key it here, and then from the origin, we'll just draw that off screen over this way. Oops, not 100, not 1000. I'll come over here and punch in the same value. Now, so now when we switch to attributes, we should get a something like that, and I want to get rid of that curve while I'm here. So let's just, whoa, not like that, like this. Yeah, I just want to double check the condition was as intended, which it looks like it is. Let's compile and save. And I think I'm going to need to set up the input for switch to attributes. Let's find it here. Spacebar, tab, and special right. That's not it. Okay, left shoulder, right shoulder toggle input. Excuse me. Looks like this is already set up to work. So I'll drag this over to my other monitor. Oh geez, yeah, we don't want to be here. Just hopping over to my debug view. Alright. Like a goof, I kind of didn't have everything plugged in. We also have all these references to visibility, so yeah, so this is all switch status screen. Gotta not recomment, but maybe update, do a better job than I had previously. So yeah, switch to attributes. We want to play our animation, of course. Set section test to physicality. That's fine. Section text is this. So we have main status and just even say attributes. Let's set it back to main. You know, let's clean that up. This doesn't need to be a bound variable. I'm pretty sure that's a very poor way to structure your instructions. Instead, let's make it a variable and just set it once instead of binding it dynamically. Help optimize things a little bit better. Attributes. Set this back to main. Beautiful. This updates our variable state for a widget. Show fizz. Yeah, vertical box attributes is no longer a real variable, but we know what we want it to be. We want to show border attributes because it's set to hidden. You basically want to set it visible so that when it plays in the animation, you can see it. And we have a delay, which is 0.8 seconds. And I guess that delay is because of the animation length. No, it's not. And what are we setting hidden? Why would you structure your reroute roads nodes like this? It's killing me. Okay, yeah, that makes a little sense. I get it. Oh yeah, what's going on? I have a lock toggle, so we can't change things while it's functioning. Right, lock toggle is here. I get it. Locks inputs doing transition. Sets visibility on acquired components. should be the same thing that's happening over here. However, for Vance and Maya, we're switching. And I don't know what those were. Actually, I do. Pretty sure it was like canteen graphics and things specific to Maya that I wanted to display her at one point, but I figured it's more elegant and straightforward to just display what it is as a progress bar and values. Where's this going? Our primary data is here. That's odd though. Let's move this down out of the way. Border attributes no longer exists. It's left input and right input. We can improve this a little bit just to have could do this the same way. Remove those 2 pins. Add a pin. How do you remove a pin? Okay. And we're gonna need to have a gate on both. That gate is gonna work the same way. Alright. Toggle that and enter. Yeah, we want to check for input here as well. And pass that along. On top of the input, we're gonna actually only check for these being valid. We're gonna need an AND. So you want to check for valid input on left and right triggers. And you're also going to want to basically check, are we in main status or not. So switching right, you're going to want this to be true, and switching left, you're going to want this to be not true. And I believe that should work just fine. We'll see. Let's save. Not getting anything. Let me pop this out here and debug it, but I'm gonna move it to my other monitor. check that one more time. I may have my inputs a little backwards. Oh, it's D. That is a little awkward. I like these to be consistent with the triggers. So it should be E key and E key. Not quite what I'm looking for. Getting close. There it is. And Q. Well, that was easy. And I want to move over here. So basically, this is right. Yeah, left. Moving right should. That's correct. Moving right should check if you're in the main status. So these were backwards before, which might have been part of the problem. Cool. It's kind of sort of what I'm looking for. Can't switch back though, which is odd. Let's move these over here so there's less volume of wires flying around. The lock toggle doesn't seem to like to work either. Oh, that's not right at all. Yeah, so it's a little imperfect, but you can see the code does work in terms of driving the animation instructions here for our inputs, which is good. However, I do want to make use of these gates. Starting closed, I think, is a good call. We've set up all our stuff. Oh, that's huge. That's why that wasn't working. Because when we lock, so transition, unlocks, toggle input, once complete. Also looks like this visibility isn't necessary in terms of hiding, so we're going to skip that and see what happens. And I want to comment this, unlocks toggle input after widget is loaded. Yeah, that's pretty legit. confusingly though, we're making border visible. He's a main status. Checks if digit is on main status. Ooh. If true, switches to attribute display. Is main status. Vertical box main stats. Yeah, we don't want to hide that. We do want to hide the primary data, I think. So let's put that through. Yeah, it's pretty normal. That's so weird. Okay. So next thing I want to do is animate. So we'll switch to stats, which is the animation that plays here. So if false, plays switch to stats animation. We should make that consistent. Yeah, something sort of like this. Right, okay, so it's really on required components. Back over here in the animation, launch 3. I have to verify what that's for. Yeah, a bunch of stuff is broken. Essentially, on attributes, we start like this and we end sorta here. On switch back to stats, that's sort of how everything needs to start. So gotta take note of that. To start, we don't need to animate this at all. Our core stats, that can remain. It's probably deleted here, so it preserves that location in the animation editor. Actually, it shouldn't matter. It would be a good test. Main stats? Nope. Ah, gosh, they animated in together? Why would you do that? Okay. We're gonna delete this. We're gonna delete vertical box attributes. I guess you can delete it. Oh, that's dangerous. That's how things crash. Vertical box main stats is gonna have to get deleted as well. Okay, so that was a definite bad idea. Let's delete those up here. That way. we're sort of returning to the original state. Hopping back to here, border attributes starts at 1000 and ends at 0, so that's where it's gonna need to end up being. And we have vertical box attributes here, but again, it's actually a broken reference. So let's grab a new track for border attributes. Perfect. And I think by this point it needs to be gone, just like how this is already out of the way for this to slide in. So we can grab our border attributes, make a transform track. Actually set a key here, because we know this is where we want to start. And bump this out to 1000. And now we should... Yeah. Let's just make another key at 1000, just to hold on to that. Jeez, those soft curves. They look nice, but not necessary. I don't know if it optimizes anything, but it's definitely animation I don't need to calculate. Let's collapse the curve view. Next up, now that's out of the way, we need to animate this guy. Border condition, let's grab that. Also add a transform track. Whoops. Here. Transform. We know this is the endpoint, so going to set a key there. Hop back to the origin and back to the same variable here. It starts at 0. It ends at negative 380, so that's the starting point for our switch back to stats. So let's bump that up to negative 380. And now it should have a cool okay, that's pretty good. Next up, we have our primary data, space, core stats. So, yeah, primary data, we're going to need we have primary info, but that's up here, I believe. So let's add a primary data track, and for that track, we will I made a mistake. We should get the border. Oops. Oh, that's cool. Back to 25. Right, so as I was saying, if we get border primary resources, add a transform track, and open that up. We have our origin point, so we'll set a transform key here. And I mean, like with the previous condition border, we need to... Oh gosh. In that instance, I actually animated its size box. I wonder if that's going to affect anything. If it does, not a huge deal. There's an extra little task to clean things up. Yeah, basically we start at this. And that should pretty much be everything. Let me just close out of the animation preview. Come back to here, so we set this back to visible. Vertical box main stats. And then size box primary data. Right, we actually vertical box main stats. We don't want to be messing around with this. You just need primary resources. That's all. This is better. Let's not use the size box. Let's replace that. Oh geez. Not what I wanted. Okay, let's hook up these pins here. Let's take a sample to see how this looks. Okay, we switch over, we see everything, which is correct. We switch back, and our resources don't return, which is weird, because we've set it to visible. Well, we hide it, which makes sense, because we're not trying to show that. And as you return it, it should be visible. And we're sending attributes to hidden. That makes good sense. There's no visibility animation. Play here. This is not ideal at all. Yeah, I'm gonna use my other monitor. Unfortunately, I'd like to share with you guys, but not enough screen space. Alright, so to debug this, I'm just going to unplug these pins. We're going to exclude the animation and just see the visibility. Let's see what's happening here with just turning things visible and hidden. Okay, so on the main stats, everything is appearing as it should. Toggle to attributes, the attributes display, which is correct. Kind of. Yeah, it is. And we switch back to main, that appears, and that disappears. So, Strangely, everything is displaying as it should. So something funky is happening with the animation. And maybe because when we switch to, we're moving the primary data, and we're not moving it back in, moving back the border, possibly. Anyways, we have to animate this so that by 0.1, it's out. So let's delete this. We're going to grab our primary resources, add a track, transform track, and animate it so that by 0.01 or 0.1, it is, whoops, 1,000, negative 1,000 out. Oh yeah, and probably want to maintain that. I think actually I'll have to make a key. I think I can just drag this to there, and it will maintain itself, but not really. Okay. Why would you do that? Delete that key. Yeah, that's better. Let's see if that quick change will solve the problem. Okay, kind of. We're losing our feasibility when the attributes come in. But not the first time. First time it's beautiful. Switch back, it's beautiful. Switch back again, all messed up. So, what's going on with these attributes? Only transform keys, which is correct. Resources, what else do we got? Image, background, artwork. Oh yeah, and our status text. So what's going on here? Switch back to yeah, we set it hidden. Yeah, we set this hidden because we're switching back to stats, which makes sense. These are basically inverted. Yeah, we're not doing anything with this. It's purely just a toggle input. On widget start. No, that only gets called once. There's no visibility keys. Oh, that'll probably do it. I think. Status text, we have our art. Condition. Oh, it all checks out. Let's give it a go. Sorry, just trying to see if I could break it easily. Like this time, nothing. How odd. Well, I wanted to share the construction of this, but seemed to hit a lull, and I want to figure this out before moving on. So I think I might have to end the stream here, unfortunately. Hopefully, when I return, we'll be moving on to something else. I can share this cool update with you, and we'll be on to more fun programming. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, hit like, you know, all that stuff. Thumbs up, however it's done, subscribed. Thanks for watching, and see ya.